The topics discussed and the information provided on this program is for general information. The hosts of this show are not medical professionals and are expressing their personal views and stories related to their individual lives. Their views are not intended to be used or taken as medical information. If you or a family member have suffered a traumatic brain injury, you should seek help from a practicing licensed physician.
You're getting ready to watch Brain Mechanics. It's brought to you by a severe brain injured survivor. But you are your own brain mechanic. I'm my own brain mechanic. I have the wrenches, I know how to put in the fuel. You also are the operator of you. Do we need specialists? Sometimes it's more than changing a tire. But you need to keep alert, listen to your body, go the proper speeds, and always check your air pressure. Look in the mirror. Remember, you're going forward and hit the road. Hi, I'm Matt Duffin. Welcome to Brain Mechanics. Kevin Butterfield is either still or again with me, however you look at it. So please enjoy another conversation with the operator of the Brainforest. Yeah,
It's like they're training your brain to get in its comfort zone, its sweet spot, right? And it's very effective.
I've had some good friends that it worked very well for.
Okay,
Yeah.
I have a question for him. I'm sure some of the brain injuries that you get come from repeated concussions from athletes. You mentioned athletes. You also mentioned younger children that you would try this procedure on, or whatever the term is for it. I'm wondering, does that make you become an advocate of, we don't really need football, for younger people? It's just too much of a risk. What I'm saying is, now you could treat someone who'd had concussions from football, but do you end up ever becoming an advocate of, I don't know, I wouldn't let my kid play football.
You would not?
No. I let him play for like a year.
I think, we can't, I guess make every kid's life a vanilla life, where they don't have, I put them in a bubble, right, and say, okay, you stay in there until you're 21, come on out, right? So, they do have, I wouldn't let my kids do it now. They're too old anyway, but,
Yeah.
If you can prevent a head injury when you're a kid, that's going to make things a lot better for later down the road, right? So, and we see this on the brain maps we do, right? So, even with college athletes, if they play baseball, football, whatever, and they get a concussion, then the grades start to tank, right? So there's an effect of that. When they're younger. All right, so Johnny got a concussion playing football or whatever, or he could have got hit in the head with a baseball bat, whatever the issue is. He could have some things develop later down the road that could be traced back to that, right? So that could be an issue, right? So, but they're making tackling safer, no contact, no hit, this, that, and the other. And things like that. I think there has to be the Seinfeld. I think there has to be better testing for these concussions. I don't personally agree with some of the way the testing is done now, because it's all subjective. So you can sandbag on it.
Some considerations and process swings both way on me on doing the baseline on brains. I've heard of them putting them in helmets on race drivers, on in football players' helmets, measuring and going through and seeing how the brain is declining. Why do you want to watch it decline? Why don't you just stop? They don't want us to smoke because it causes cancer.
I did when I had a heart attack.
Yeah, So like I say, I can see both teams real well on that one. I haven't really come to a decision.
What about play or not play?
I believe kids should have the opportunity to do the
baseline.
same things we did.
Huh?
I think generations should have the same opportunity to do what we did to grow and learn as people. But we need to learn what keeps them safer.
You know? Why can't they invent a clear helmet, just a bubble, spin it around, to put on a baseball, to a little leaguer going up to the plate? Everybody look like a little Martian, if you will. But, you know, he'll be able to see all directions in it. It won't be so cumbersome once he gets used to it, no more in a helmet. And his parents and the umpire, especially his coach, don't have to worry about him getting hit in the face with a baseball because he didn't understand or couldn't get his glove down. Why not?
So would you pop the bubble halfway to first base so he can breathe again, or what? I mean, how does this work? Is it a bubble that wraps his whole face up?
I'm not the engineer making how you get the breath and all the. You can't have it fog up. You don't.
Pop Timmy's bubble is going first.
He's the famous one. He can push it.
Yeah, see, you can't have a little league girl. You can't have a little girl or a boy standing down there watching you play, your boyfriend or girlfriend, and getting all excited and blowing air so it masks all up on you. No fog. You know, they got to be invented fog free. And you can even put a little hat on top of it of the team. I don't care. I'm just trying to make them safe and prepare. Do you have to wear one in the outfield? If you feel
They
the
have
need.
collisions out there.
If you feel the need.
Well, the girls' softball that my granddaughter was in, you know, they have masks. They must have the mask on. And
There's hardly an infielder in the state of Indiana in girls
Right,
softball
well-
that don't wear a mask of
well,
some
her
sort.
mom said, you know, she hated wearing it, but her mom said you should be glad because her mom, my daughter-in-law, she played softball and was really pretty good, but she got whacked in the face and without masks. Said, yeah, good idea, good idea.
You got drilled. You got
even
drilled
thought
in the
about
head.
something for the football players to make that safer. But I was trying to think if it's even possible that if you had, now you don't laugh here, but if you had the defense, you had a magnetic, a film or something magnetic in the helmet, so the offense is positive charge, the defense is negative charge. You ever try to push those magnets together? They don't. That one way they don't. It's hard to stick them together. So if you had the helmets, the opposite's that way. So if the defense is trying to tackle you and you're going head to head, it won't hit as hard. You know what I mean? I'm sitting here holding up one of these. It's not a syringe, but
Yeah, but you still hit. Well, you're a doctor. It don't matter. Yeah,
that's true.
you still come to the rush of the fall. There's a word for it. I can't think. I'm not studied up.
No, I mean, yeah, I mean the helmet design and everything else can lessen the blow, impact to impact.
Right.
You're never going to stop the brain from impacting inside of your skull. You know, you're not going to do that. It'd be with less speed, right?
Yeah, that's the thing. It needs to come to where all those sorts of helmets can be less speed. You know, that's where the concussions, in my opinion, mostly form from. You know, you see a high school kid playing basketball and he falls and hits his head on the floor. You know, that's a smack concussion.
Sure.
But a football player hitting each other, they don't even have to. They might side swipe their base mask, but he's a bigger kid and they're fast and he's jarred him back.
You play with no helmets. That's how you get rid of concussions.
There you go.
Then they're not going to use those helmets like spears.
Joe Paterno said that.
Did he?
Yep. Go back to leather helmets, and
I'm with Joe on that one.
it takes you one time to get hit with a head to realize that
Skull to skull, yeah.
you realize you're not going to do that.
That's the way Joe Szymanski played. The athletic director at Lincoln for many years. Rest in peace. He
He's
played
also
a year
the-
for
he's-
the Green Bay Packers when they had Bart Starr.
He was the legend at Hagerstown High School.
Yeah, yeah. Good coach. Seymour too. He coached John Mellencamp.
Coach John Mellencamp and
Yeah, it's
Coach
Seymour.
Matt Duffin. Imagine that breakthrough. And my friend Pam Bliss, she painted a beautiful picture of
Boy,
Johnny Cougar Mellencamp
where?
down Seymour on the side of the building. One
sure.
of the down. I haven't been to Seymour. I saw her pictures.
I had both the Bliss girls.
Pam and Tammy.
Yeah, I've seen her paint, and I've seen her work.
She almost won an Oscar for that.
She
She was in that painting, that show that it was about Vincent van Gogh
She was
leaving
yeah,
Vincent or losing Vincent or something.
She went overseas wherever it
Denmark.
was, and she was chosen as one of the 5 muralists to repaint to paint or to.
It's an animated life movie, all by oil paintings by these 5 different artists from around the country, I believe. And they all painted the same pictures. So it's really cool. I mean,
Yeah.
just the way it's put together. It's really a nice animated film. Losing Vincent, leaving Vincent. Something Vincent.
Yeah.
By Pam Bliss, Cambridge City, Indiana, or Milton. Again, that's that Kevin Bacon 5 directions, everything, 5 steps.
6
steps.
6 degrees of separation.
I've got a lot of those. I think everybody does.
I have at least 3 degrees of separation. Kevin's got 1 I know of. I'm cracking jokes.
That was lame.
How's your buddy Matt Holt? Do you ever do anything with him anymore?
No, but he moved to Kentucky.
Telling jokes in Kentucky?
Yeah. I think he moved to Kentucky because they don't wear shoes down there. That was bad. I'll work on the approach, Matty. We're kind of lost on that one.
I was going to comment,
he's,
but I thought I'd let him laugh at it.
Oh, my daughter lives in Kentucky now. It bothers me no end.
Oh, yeah, boy, here he goes.
Yeah, Kevin's
Yeah,
introduced.
it's a weird thing living in Indiana, and I never, ever in my entire life have seen a complete basketball game in person or on TV. So should I leave now? I mean, I've never seen a basketball game, so
That's all right.
yeah.
Well, you know,
He
I
watches
don't
the
know.
last 5 minutes.
Is this a confession time too? By
It
the
is.
way?
I'm sitting in the confessional booth right now.
Well, okay.
The Pistons weren't ever any good till he was out of there, so he just didn't watch basketball.
I didn't.
I went to one 500, and that was the Key Club. What was it? Kiwanis that I was in had 2 booths, and they were on either side of the place where everybody comes in. And you're busy the whole day. I mean, I'm pulling hot dogs out of medium warm water and slapping them in a hot dog in a bun and handing them out, one after the other. The only time you get a break is at the beginning and at the end, okay? But what was kind of neat was that at the beginning, the first boot, you know, we're right next to the tunnel where they go under. I don't know how many entrances they have for the people. Do you know? Is there a number?
A lot.
Oh, okay.
For the
this
people,
was
a lot.
This was like 26 and 27 booths, and the first group that goes through is probably a couple hundred motorcycles, just, wah, you know, and then all the people with their junk cars that are going to leave them, you know, at the
They're gonna
field.
leave them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're too drunk. They leave them there. Yeah.
Oh, well, I remember when I was a kid, when I was in the Navy, as I come home on leave to go out to the track, we'd go to the Salvation Army twice and picked up a couch, if you will, an old couch. Drove an old van out there, threw it on top of the van, covered it up, of course. Mm-hmm. Sit up there and might have enjoyed something or 3 up there watching the racetracks, and Rick Mears go 220, and I thought life was great.
Wow.
I've seen Rick Mears go 200 miles an hour, and now I've seen him go 220. Remember the 200 days.
Yep.
Where was that?
No, just Tom Carnegie. Everybody going nuts because the cars were going 200 miles an hour.
He's on it. Yeah.
We all miss Tom and Gomer. You should do
Gomer.
that. You could tell him you could do your Gomer imitation.
I don't have a Gomer imitation.
Well, all you have to do is practice. You had a year-long pandemic. You could be practicing.
I don't have time to practice Gomer. I'm busy now. I mean, there could have been a time during a shutdown. I could have sat and practiced Gomer for days if I got it right.
You need my speech therapist I've had.
Fair enough.
They'll teach you to write things down and speak them as you go throughout the day.
Fair enough.
That's how you learn to talk. That's how I learned to talk again.
Take this off for a while.
Then they handed me an encyclopedia that was that wide. I won't shut up still. I'm still reading and talking. Some of that's they have me on Provigil. I don't take as much as they give me, but it balances out the trazodone I have to take at night. One keeps me asleep, one keeps me awake. Welcome to my world.
Kevin, have you talked to Matt about his Miracle League?
Was Miracle what?
Being in the Miracle League, playing
Yeah,
baseball?
I was in it before, right? Wasn't I in
Oh,
that bowling
really?
league with you? Is that what it is?
No,
or is it
that-
baseball?
No, this is baseball. I'm with the disabled folks that I play with.
Yeah, give me in on that.
Well, what do you want to sponsor? You want to sponsor my team?
He's the Astros,
No, we're,
aren't you?
no,
What's
we're
the
the Rangers.
You're the Rangers.
What's your name of your team? The Rangers?
Yeah, I'm on the Rangers.
Like Power Rangers? Have different color uniforms?
I'm number 34 of the Rangers, of course. I've been 34 most of my life. Anyway,
Yeah, I'd like to sponsor one, a team.
I can get you in touch with Cindy. Somebody will have to talk to Cindy. She's like you.
Yeah.
She's hard to get in touch with.
When is that game or when is that tournament?
We
or when-
play-
Oh,
Six games?
we play in August. We play 6 or 8 weeks, August and September.
Yeah,
We
definitely
start the
wanna
last weekend
I
of
wanna be part of
July and play through August, when everybody's little leagues and all that's just come to an end. Kids go back
Yeah.
to school, and the families can go start enjoying their disabled one, go play baseball. It's a huge family
That's great.
event in
That's
Newcastle. We draw from 5 or 6 counties. There's 200 and some people.
So do I sponsor a team or do I sponsor more of it? You know?
All of it.
Well,
Yeah.
She dugout sponsors. You can put sponsorship on the outfield walls.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah, give me the information.
Get you a proud banner like this one. That's
Yeah,
hanging
well,
down
it has better
sideways.
tape on it, maybe?
Right. I'll have to get my production crew back in on that.
You ought to fire
Just
that
turn
one.
your head
Yeah,
to the side.
Go sideways.
yeah.
Yeah, that you're the boss would, president, whatever.
Cindy
she's
Brooks.
called. Yeah, Cindy.
Jot that name down. Cindy Brooks, Newcastle Miracle League. And you're in. I'll call her and
Okay.
let you know that this dude's got bucks, man. He'll put that $1 million down for us.
I wouldn't say that. Yeah, you better let me get a hold of her.
No, we built a really, really nice diamond out of 2 old diamonds, and one of them's pretty good shape. And the Newcastle Park give us these 2 diamonds. They belong to the Miracle League. You can look that up on Google.
Yep.
It says Miracle League in Baker Park. But anyway,
The other teams.
it's right by the high school gymnasium, and the girls started practicing softball and stuff there. And then they kind of rebuilt it to the way they wanted it and got nice fence, scoreboard. We don't even keep score. But anyway, the school's trying to take the ballpark from us now. We wanted to build,
They built a little pavilion. Not
they built a little pavilion, but we wanted to put a sensory park in there for disabled kids to play
Oh
in.
yeah, sure.
Sensory parks are great for what few towns in Indiana that have them. There's a couple in Richmond I know of.
What are they called? Century parks?
Yeah, they're called sensory
that?
parks. Disabled people to be able, they got different slides, so you're not really going down a slide, but it feels like you're going down
Oh,
a
I
slide.
like a swing set with a wheelchair. You can connect to it like that. I've seen those.
Some of those, yeah. Well, Sensory Park has all kinds of things.
Yeah, we need more of those.
The park, I can't remember the name of the park here in Richmond right now. It's on top of my BI head. But they got a nice place. That lady's been on the show before, too. We have to go to the replays. But no, it's really a nice little play, you know. Small kids, disabled kids, just a fun little adventure for them. You can go out to the park and not have to worry about your kids. You get fences around them, trap them in. You know,
Trap them.
yeah, trap 'em.
I went to muscular dystrophy camp in northern Indiana
Well,
2 years.
the miracle.
I mean, for the day that parents visit. Well, I went up there with Jesse Bailey's mom. He was muscular dystrophy, and everything was patterned for that, not just all the other things that you see as far as therapy.
The Miracle League's taken off countrywide. It's only been around 15 years, I think, as a. I mean, like there's Joe Nuxall built a Miracle League stadium in Dayton for all the disabled kids in Dayton, and with Joe Nuxall's Cincinnati Reds money, it's quite a little ballpark they built. And yes, Ken Benson and Steve Alford, we're building this in Newcastle. So, any kind of money we can get towards building our own park that's our own. We're going to get a piece of land. They've already figured out where, when. I'm not allowed to talk about some things, and build our own place that has 2 or 3 diamonds on it for kids to, and also has the play land somewhere in between for them.
Practice.
And yeah, we're getting ready to build a competitive team now that I'm 61 years old. But anyway,
I'm almost 71.
they're going to build a competitive team, like play against Anderson, Kokomo teams, I think, different places. So yeah, we can build a big ballpark in Milton, Indiana if you want.
There you go.
But no, I think you'd be interested in some of that. And again,
I would.
Again, we need to have dinner again sometime.
I saw
Yes, we do.
something new every game, every time I was there. And then toward the end, I was a base buddy. I saw something new every week. Oh, wow. It was just, I don't know, sad tears, or happy tears, I guess, is what you'd say.
It's great.
Yeah.
When you're sitting there playing with these kids that's never done anything, or adults. I play on the adult lot side. I coach the young ones sometimes, or help. It's just great. They want to, that hour or 2 that they're there, they want to play baseball, they want to learn, they want to be somebody, they know they get a bat, they know they get a hit, they know they get to be on base. We play by T-ball rules, but these people don't care. Kevin, you should see some of these people when they hit a ball and it goes to the outfield. And we play with fairly soft balls.
Yeah.
And we all have a baseball buddy sitting beside us.
Yep.
See, you could come over and be
I think I went out to that with you out there somewhere.
in Newcastle.
That's when I bought that car out there, and you sat and you came into it. We met at a softball field. Remember?
That was in Dublin with Dad. Because
Yeah, that's what that was.
Dad's sitting in the
That
race
wasn't
car.
the game. That was just a regular softball game.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I want to go definitely to this.
Yeah, check it out. You'll all the way
I
through.
will.
I mean, there's people on all sides of the fence that would be interested in your work and what you provide.
Yeah, I'm in.
Yeah.
And we'll make you a baseball buddy for a day. You'll be fine.
I have to be that for sure.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it would be cool.
Okay, I got to. Here's a story that Matt told me about his father. His father, amazing guy. I'm sure you've told something about him, because he had.
Kevin met Dad several times.
Yeah, I knew him.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Well, for all the baseball he was playing, he gets known around the area, as a really great baseball coach. Matt played. He was on the varsity at Lincoln. He played American Legion ball. Well, this is after T-ball and Little League and Babe Ruth. And for all these years that his dad has coached him to play every position, to learn the nuances of baseball. And here's a guy that knows more about baseball than, he's forgotten more about baseball than a lot of people know. Anyway, he went to I think, Matt, he couldn't go to Matt's first Miracle League game, but he went to the second one. Matt, you take it from there. After the game.
During the game.
It was during the game. He called Matt over and said this. Go ahead.
Now, I was playing left field that day, which is rare. I came in and I threw the first inning. Dad said, I want you to sit down here a second. I rolled my eyes and said, oh, no.
Advice.
Here we go again. Now, where's this been the last 40 years? He said, what Uncle Abner invented, you finally found. You finally found it, Matt. All the ball you've played, you finally found it. People are just out here having fun. They're enjoying the game. People are picnicking, having fun, watching people play the game.
Everybody plays.
Everybody plays. Everybody scores. You finally found it. This is baseball.
No jockeying from the dugouts. Everybody's happy with each other.
No umpires. Sometimes we get volunteer umpires to come out and.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, they look good. All right.
I think they're cueing us to wrap it up on the left there. I can see that.
You can see what he can't, and you're not in studio.
The wrap. I think she's throwing the 2-minute, 1-minute card or whatever. Whoever's over there.
I think it looks like we're all in blue or something.
Sure. Well, yours look real blue, and it's not.
Well, Kevin, evidently we've done 2 shows.
Yeah.
Well, we need to do more shows. I mean,
I'm ready.
Come talk to me. Like I say, I got ideas. I got thoughts.
yeah, so do I. Yeah, we definitely will get together and talk some more.
The topics discussed and the information provided on this program is for general information. The hosts of this show are not medical professionals and are expressing their personal views and stories related to their individual lives. Their views are not intended to be used or taken as medical information. If you or a family member have suffered a traumatic brain injury, you should seek help from a practicing licensed physician.